Good afternoon, and now for something slightly different. We're going to take a look at the OpenMW Construction Set, the OpenMW version of the Morrowind level editor. I am as far away as is possible of being an expert in this, although I have investigated it slightly. But essentially we're just going to see how easy or not it is just to make and decorate a simple house, just to get a feel of it. I can't possibly use the word tutorial because that would suggest some kind of expert imparting wisdom, and that's definitely not going to happen now. So this is the initial dialogue. We're going to create a new add-on. Select the Morrowind file. Here you can see all the main files plus a few mods and a couple of the ones that I worked on earlier. So let's make house 2. So this is it. It's not entirely this, of course. The world is composed of cells. Obviously, there's considerably more to it than this, but this is just what I've picked up for now. So let's say, for example, we want to make our little house in everybody's third favorite village, Zaydaneen. Now I've sorted these cells based on their name. So you can see here, these two are just called Zaydaneen, whereas these are all the houses, because the interiors are also their own cells. We have Fargoth's house, we have the lighthouse, and 2 cells take up the outside of the village. So what we're going to do is we're going to make one brand new cell which represents the interior of our house, but we're also going to modify one of the existing cells because we're going to put the outside of the house in that cell. So I don't know which of these two it is. If we right click and go to view, and use the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in, you can also use A, W, S and D to move about. So we can see here that this is the main part of the village. We've got the boat you come in on. Then we have the Silk Strider, customs offices, most of the houses, and then in one of these neighboring cells will be the other part of the village, the lighthouse or whatever. So this is the name. This is the ID of the cell, 2-9. And where can we plop down the house? Well, we should never ever do this for real, but well, I was going to put the house right in the middle, but that would probably affect these white cubes, which I believe are patrol routes or movement routes that NPCs will use. So instead, we'll just put our house here now. So where do you find a house? If we click on this house, well, if we just put the mouse over it rather, we can see it's X Nord House 3. If we go back to World, click on Objects. Now these, I believe, are the definition of various things. Obviously, there will be many of these houses in the game. There could be hundreds of instances of this house, but the house itself will only be defined once. And that will be here somewhere. X Nord House 1, was that the one? X Nord House 3. We'll just copy that, which I believe we can do now by dragging into the window. Yeah, there we go. Close you for now. Now we have to select the house by pressing the scroll wheel down, or what do you call that? The third mouse button. You can see here there's a blue arrow pointing up into the sky. You have to right click or hold the right mouse button down, and you can move in that direction. So if you see here the red arrow, we can move in the red direction. This is slightly, I believe that there's some glitch or something not entirely correct with this, because at the point when you press the right mouse button, as soon as you move the mouse at all, the object kind of jumps some distance and then you have to pull it back. It can be a little annoying, but I believe that is some kind of bug. Now, as we can see now by just moving around, there is no underneath defined for this house, of course. So we should make sure that we are not floating. So right click on the blue arrow. See, he's jumped up into the sky now. Bring it down. Bring it way down. You're almost there. Okay. I think it's intended that this stone part represents the floor of the house. So probably, ideally, aesthetically, we would sink it even lower, but I'm not going to do that now because it's just too fiddly. Now, again, if we take a look at what we want to copy, we can see this is Nord Door and Nord Door F, presumably for frame. And there's a couple of windows. I'm not going to bother with the windows or chimneys, but we do need a door. So again, up to here, View, Objects. There is a way that you can filter this, but you have to know regular expressions, which I don't. But I believe it is fairly powerful. So here we have X Nord Door 1. Drag you into the world. Oh. Yes. Dragged it quite literally. Middle mouse button to select this. Drag you out. It's a bit strange because you can only see it on this side. The back side, so to speak, has nothing. We need to flip this 180 degrees, which I believe we do with this control. Rotate selected instances. Now, again, you have to choose the color which represents the axis you want to rotate, and we want to rotate on the blue axis. If we right click on the bit of blue, we have the correct side looking at us now. We have to now go back to the move instance. Right click on the green arrow. You can see here we've pushed the door into the building. We want it to be just outside. Now, if we get very close, we'll see that the angle isn't particularly perfect. But for now, it'll be good enough. And then see if we can lower you to the floor. We have this door frame as well. Let's just add the door frame. Back to world, objects. It'd be nice if it could remember the one it was on last time when I closed it. I probably shouldn't be closing it, in fairness, but here we go. X node door. Yep. Again, middle click, change to rotation, rotate it around. Is this the correct way? I think I've rotated it the wrong way. Okay, here we go. We want these stones facing towards it. Here we go. That looks more like it. So, green arrow. Come on. Come on. Well, we also want you to go left a bit. Yeah. This little this glitch of it moving, of it shifting the location of the object when you right click on one of the arrows is extraordinarily fiddly. We're almost there. Now we just need to bring it down. Come on, come down, come down. Come down a bit more. There you go. So now I just need to put the door inside the frame. Middle click on the door, right click on the red arrow, and as we can see, this is quite shoddy. Well, let's just slightly improve this to move the door frame back against. No, don't do that. Disappeared. Edit undo is extraordinarily useful. Green arrow. There we go. You just middle click, not on an object, because all these things are objects. Signpost, everything is an object, but if you click on something that isn't an object, it's deselected. Now, I mean, it's okay to move around like this using the WASD keys and then dragging the camera with the left mouse button, but if, for example, you compare this to the Doom editor, Doom Builder, I think that is a more intuitive and fluid way of moving in this space. But it's fine. You get used to it pretty quickly. So we have a door, we have a door frame. When you're in the editor doing this, you appreciate that these things are exactly the same. Are they? Door frame 1, door frame 1. Maybe he has extra stones. Yes. You put some extra rocks next to that. That's fine. So let's just save this now. Now then. Ooh, come on. I would have expected that this would change to indicate that the cell had been modified. But maybe that happened. Maybe I'm confused. So that's the exterior. Very, very basic and needs to be, you know, tidied up. But for now, that seems okay. So now we need to make the inside. Well, we need to make a new cell, basically. So if we add a record in the list of cells, it's down here, interior cell. I'm going to call it say the need, comma. We can't put commas in here. Call it that. Create. Okay, so now we can see that we have added this cell. We edit this record. It has no name. I'll just call it the same thing. There are some important things here. We will come back to the cell details later, probably. Save view. Close down save and in. Now it's time to close you. View this cell. Of course, there's nothing in it. So back to objects. Now, before we had an objects with the X, which presumably was for exterior. Now I believe that there will be an in or interior. Yeah. There's all kinds of, almost too many things to choose from. Here we go. In Nord house. Drag into the thing. Always click the correct panel. And here we can see the interior house. Middle click to select. Why did I want to select? This is where my memory is starting to fail me. We added a door to our house. We made a new instance of the door object. So we can see those things under world instances. Now this takes a little time to load up because it's many records. We can see here the instances. Okay, so yeah, this is why I was confused. We can see that we've added the exterior house, the door frame, and we've also added the interior house. So it is the door in the exterior door that will connect to the interior cell. It's exciting stuff. I hope you're keeping up. So if we right click, edit record, this is the information for the external door, and you can see here teleport and teleport information. And what's going to happen is you click on the door and you're teleported into the interior cell. So click the teleport checkbox. We need to give it a cell, or we call that adenine. We can scroll forward. I don't see it. Okay. Now we go back to the new cell that we created for the interior. Edit the record. These light levels are very bad. They're very low. If we filter by name, sort by name rather, then if we take a look at Fargoth's house, let's just copy the values that he has. Okay. So that's all saved. Let's fire up OpenMW and see what we can see.
Why walk when you can ride?
Indeed. We want to go Adenine.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Thank you. Am I wearing boots by chance? No, it's just very dark. Well, we can see that our house is here. And it has the terrible name that I gave it. And the door frame decoration is not sufficiently lowered into the earth that I can walk up it, so we'll have to jump. And he won't teleport, which means I've done something wrong. So exit out of Morrowind. So awesome mistake here of a typo. And I called it Sayanine, not Sadanine, and the clue would have been when I was typing in here and it wasn't here. But now that it is here, we can see in the list, like that. Save. Back into Morrowind, OpenMW.
Where would you like to go?
Where would you like to go?
Jump over the rocks. Aha! And we've teleported to the interior cell. Now, I think we did teleport exactly into the middle of the room. You can control the location within the cell, the coordinates within the cell that you would teleport to. Of course, now there's no way back. It seems okay. So far, it seems relatively simple, no? Anyway, that's gonna have to do it for now. Yeah, so, ta very much, and see you next time. Adios.